Hello everybody and welcome to the MoneyShift YouTube channel. I am your host Thanasi, and in today's video we are going to be going over our plans for 2022 overall, as a year, as a whole. But before we do, I want to thank everybody for their amazing support. This year has been truly insane, and in large part of that has been thanks to you guys. Our growth over the last quarter of the year has been incredible, and I literally have no words. Like, I thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for the comments. Thank you so much for everything, whether it's a critique, whether it's a compliment, whether it's just saying, hey, thank you. Like, everything is read, everything is responded to, and I truly appreciate everybody for being a part of this 2021. So without further ado, let's talk about 2022 and what we're going to be doing and what we hope to be doing here on the MoneyShift YouTube channel. So one of the reasons why I started the MoneyShift YouTube channel was to help people make decisions, but not just any decision. I know money is in the title MoneyShift, but really the decision we're talking about is buying a new car. New cars are getting more expensive by the day. The average price of a new vehicle is right around $40,000. So when it comes to making that decision, I want to make sure you have all the tools to do it correctly. So we started with the Maverick. One of the ways that we're going to be helping you make those decisions is by making file pages on a series of vehicles, because anybody can review something, and I'm not trying to take that away from folks. The reviews are super helpful, and they give you information you need to understand if you should even consider a vehicle. But I wanted to take that a step further. I wanted to look into trim levels. I want to look into comparisons. I want to look into ownership over a couple thousand miles to give folks an idea of if this is a vehicle they should consider. So we started with this, the Ford Maverick. Now, the videos that we did were very straightforward. We did a review, we did trim level unpackings, and we also drove the car, and we gave you guys some knowledge about things like Ford Pass that make the ownership experience better for you. But now we got to do it again, because again, our goal here on MoneyShift is to provide you, the buyer, with all the information you need to be confident that the purchase you're making is the right one, to be confident that the vehicle you're buying makes you happy, to be confident that after a couple thousand miles, things won't go to hell, and to be confident that you're going to be happy. And that's what I want to bring you. And we can't do that with just Maverick videos. We got to break out the wallet, and we got to keep buying cars, because we got to keep giving you that information. So here are the cars that we are considering right now for a new file page in 2022. Let's get started. The first vehicle is the RAV4. Now, what we're showcasing here on screen is the 2022 RAV4 Hybrid, but honestly, the vehicles that I'm in between choosing for the RAV4 are either the Hybrid or the Prime. The Prime specifically is a plug-in hybrid, which means that it can run on either electric or gas power, and it can run on purely electric for around 32 miles, which is pretty crazy considering the average commute for someone here in the States is under 40 miles. Now, the RAV4 Prime is a little expensive, base price of $42,000, but it can go all the way up to $50,000, but it does qualify for federal and state tax incentives. The RAV4 Hybrid, however, is about $10,000 less, so both of those models are very appealing. Now, you may be saying, Thanasi, the RAV4 isn't fun. The RAV4 isn't something I'm interested in. Well, a lot of people are. The RAV4 is one of the best-selling SUVs in the world. I mean, in the US specifically, okay? And if you're going to be buying something, you should know everything there is to know about that vehicle. And that is where I want to help. So number one car is the RAV4. Number two car is the Hyundai Kona. Now, you might be saying, Thanasi, the Kona isn't as popular as the RAV4, and you're right. But its sales year over year have been gaining. The Kona has been gaining a lot of traction, and it is offered in a host of different varieties. You can get it in front-wheel drive. You can get the Kona N here, which is a spicy front-wheel drive model. You can get it in all-wheel drive. You can get it in gas. You can get it in electric. There is so much to be offered with the Kona. And the Kona sales, like I said, are increasing year over year. So the model we would be looking at specifically is the Kona N, but we would be drawing comparisons to every single model. The Kona N to the N line, the Kona N to the electric, the Kona N to the Corolla Cross and other vehicles in its segment. Okay, and just as a reminder as to what the Kona N is, it's a $35,000, 286 horsepower, 289 pound-feet of torque, turbocharged front-wheel drive, limited slip differential, dual-clutch transmission, hot hatch SUV thing. And the last vehicle we are considering is the Honda Civic Si. Now, I know what you guys are thinking, Thanasi, Civic is a great departure from the Ford Maverick, and you're right, but again, remember, MoneyShift isn't just Maverick. MoneyShift is providing all the buying information you need to make sure that the purchase you make is one you're happy with. And the Civic Si could very well be that option. Coming in at $28,000 with 200 horsepower, 192 pound-feet of torque, and a standard transmission. Sure, its 0 to 60 time is 6.8, but it gets 37 miles to the gallon on the highway, and it is a ton of fun to drive. And there is so many vehicles in this segment that it could be compared to. So those three machines are going to be the subject of our next file series, and I hope to have you guys along with that. But 2022 isn't just going to be one file series. I hope to do multiple. So what do I want the next one to be? Well, without further ado, drum roll please, it's the Ford Lightning. Now, when this electric pickup truck came out, within 5 minutes, I made a reservation. I was one of the first, and I hope to be one of the first to get a Ford Lightning. Now, if those of you have been following the Ford Lightning, you know that there have been over 200,000 reservations on the Ford Lightning. 200,000. And for those of you that have been following the Ford Lightning also know that in the first year, Ford is going to be making just 15,000 of them. And the next year, Ford's going to be making just 40,000 of them. That's 55,000 of the 200,000 reserved. So what does that mean? That means if we don't get one of the first 15,000, we're going to be waiting another year, which means we're going to be cycling through a lot of these other vehicles that we listed on that file page. But I'm very hopeful that we can get one of the first 15,000 allocations and give you guys the information you need to understand if spending $40,000 to $90,000 on an electric pickup truck is the right move. But that's not all. That's not the only vehicle we have a reservation on. Because what would the Lightning be without an understanding of what the Cybertruck is like? What would a Lightning be without an understanding of if its chief competitor outside of the Rivian R1T is worth a damn? So yes, we also have a reservation on a Tesla Cybertruck, dual motor, $40,000 version. That gets around 300 miles of range. But it doesn't stop there. We have a reservation on one more vehicle. And that might be one you've never heard of. And that's the Terra Motors electric vehicle. Now, this car is available in 4 different variants. And the different variants are based on the different mileage. You can get 250 miles of range, or you can get 1,000 miles of range. Now, the model that we reserved, 600 miles of range, tri-motor, which means all-wheel drive, and enough solar panels on it to, in theory, get 40 miles of range every single day, which, by the way, if you remember the stat from earlier on in the video, is to say that it gets enough range from those electric panels to drive an average American citizen on just solar power every day. And that is the ethos of this channel going forward. I will not stop until we have a file page on the majority of cars available in the US. And if that means we got to start another channel because we've uploaded so many videos that we've just congested the main MoneyShift channel, then that's what it means. But this wallet and me are not going to stop until we give you guys enough information so that if you type in your vehicle, it's there. And a file page is there with someone who not only is breaking down the vehicle and the packaging and what is offered and available, but putting some miles on it. and letting you know how it is over those miles and not just a couple days or a couple minutes behind the wheel. So I hope to have you guys with us as we do that. Hope to have everyone here on this channel with us as we continue to grow. But now that you know our plans for 2022, it's time to go execute them. Hope you all have an amazing new year, and I cannot wait to have you all be a part of the journey of the MoneyShift YouTube channel. Thank you, and have a happy new year.